Hey guys, the video for the day is going to be all about the potatoes. I love the red Norland, I think it's called, potatoes. I love those, so I grow a ton of those, and I saved all my seed from last year. So I just put them in several different spots to see how well they would do. And this is my update about, it's June 25th today. And this is my, one of the Back to Eden gardens that I started early spring, I think, or even maybe in the winter with I just put the wood chips down. I put heavy cardboard down and then wood chips. And if you can see over to the right of this, I didn't have them deep enough. So some of the weeds just came right through, but this area right here I did really a good job, and I put them thicker. But you can't even, like, they have gone down so much. I put a couple inches, and they have really decomposed, and the rain kind of dispersed them, and I've got to add another couple inches because they broke down so much, because I have so many worms and so it's such good soil funguses and stuff. So, and then on top of that you can see the just take the camera off the tripod. You can see I put it rained last night and yesterday, so this I put we used to have a rabbit, and that's all the leftover food that we had. We had a huge bag of rabbit food, which is alfalfa, I believe, in the little pellets. There's still one pellet right there. So I just thought, well, it's, it's organic material, so I will put it over my potatoes and see what that does. And it's just broken down, and so I think the worms will love it. Hopefully the potatoes will love it. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to see how my potatoes are growing. I'm just really curious to see what they're going to do in the wood chips. And I planted these earlier than the other side of the where I have, oh, you can see roots right there. So they're growing roots. I didn't dig these too far down because I might need a tool. Oh, look at that. There's a potato. Cool. That's awesome. I don't want to disturb them too much. I just kind of wanted to show you. Oh, there's another one. See that? I scratched it a little. Okay, so they're doing well. That's kind of what the experiment that I wanted to see, because in no way are they ready to harvest because they haven't flowered yet. I wait till they flower. I'm just going to cover them back up so they can just keep growing. But I was curious to see what they would do. So this is going to be good, I think. I hope I get a lot from these because the plants look really healthy. Oh, check it out. There's a flower. I was wrong. They are starting to flower. When they start flowering, you can pick them for new potatoes. So this is the whole row of them here. And then I'll show you another spot where I planted them. Okay, so this, you guys have seen this garden before. This I planted about 2 weeks later than the wood chip potatoes. And this is planted in the broken down straw bale garden. That's been, I think it's 3 years since the straw has been in here, complete bales that we planted in, and this is already starting to flower. And I planted this 2 weeks after the other ones that I just showed you in the straw bale garden. They're doing really well. They're a little, well, this one is a little bit taller, but it could have been a bigger potato that I planted in there. But I just thought it was amazing that, you know, 2 weeks after, and they're just the same, if not more developed than the new garden that I put in. So that's pretty neat. I have so much in here. Everything is really close together. I pull the Japanese red mustard as I go for the chickens, and they love it. They even eat the leaves, even though they're really super hot horseradish flavor. That's that stuff that's got the yellow flowers on it. They eat the flowers and the leaves. The chickens love it. And none of this right here, none of this I planted. It's all the amaranth, the Japanese red mustard, and the calendula, the orange flowers. Those are all just nature reseeding. Then I planted the potatoes, and the garlic is over there. So it's interesting. I'll show you another spot where I planted potatoes. Okay, so this is another spot where we had, I think we had straw bales, but they were just sitting on the top, and then we took them off. But they were there long enough to kill all the weeds, because the straw bales are so dense that it'll kill all your weeds that are underneath, and then you'll have nice clean soil underneath, so you can plant right in it. And this was another raised bed that I had rotting just tree limbs in. So this is really good soil underneath. So this is a row really close together with my broccoli, peppers, cucumbers. And that I planted later than the wood chips, but the same time as the other garden. And these aren't starting to flower yet, so we'll give this more time. And then I have one more to show you. Okay, so this is in a garden that's been tilled. And I'm not crazy about tilling, but this area was so weedy that we just had to do something to get some of the plants in. This is where I'm growing my winter squash, my sweet Annie, and I've got some, there's wheat over there too, so I can dry that for flower arrangements. But if you'll notice, one thing that's different, this was my leftover seed potatoes. These were just the small, dinky little ones at the bottom of the basket. Of course, I planted the biggest ones first in those other gardens. But the other ones, this just doesn't, I don't know. It just gives you the idea of no-till versus till. And if you see the leaves on this, for one thing, they're smaller, and I planted them the same day as the other ones, and they've got bug bites all over them. They're just clearly not as healthy, not as vigorous, not as strong. There's a cute little potato right there. Oh, pickles! So that's interesting. That is fascinating to me. So we'll see how these do. They were smaller potatoes, and you know you're always supposed to plant the big ones because they just make better plants. But I find that unless I'm growing wheat or corn, I try not to till, because tilling kills the soil. All of the worms hate it. All of the life that's in the soil is killed by tilling it. So I really don't like to do it, but sometimes just to have a cleared space, we do till just once in a while. But I'd rather not. I'd rather cover everything with the mulches and the straws and everything, but a lot of times I just don't have enough of it. So I guess that's the video for the day. That's all my potato stories. Thanks for watching, you guys, and enjoy your day, and please subscribe.